So here we have the Note 20 Ultra. I've been using this phone for about a month now, and it's time for me to get my final thoughts and reviews about this phone. Now, while I've been using this phone, I've been getting a lot of questions like how good is the phone, how's the battery, how's the screen? And the most asked question that I've received is the phone really worth the money? Well, let's talk about it. So as you guys can see from the title of this video, that I do actually like this phone a lot. I've enjoyed using it for the month that I've had it. Very satisfying, but like with any other phone, there's going to be a few things that I'm really not feeling that I don't like. So this is going to be the category where I go over the things that could have been better and things that I don't like. So the first thing I don't like is the price. I think we should just go ahead and get that out of the way. $1,300 for a smartphone is a bit too much. When you hear $1,300, it just turns you off. It doesn't really matter what the phone can or can't do. Your average person is not even going to bother to look into the phone when they hear the price. So that's one thing I don't like. I really wish it would have been like around 1,100. That's still a tough pill to swallow, but still, that would have been a lot better than the $1,300 that it's going for. Next, I don't like the removal of the S Pen tips or the headphones in the box. Now this phone comes in at about $1,300. We should be getting everything that came with it from the previous models. There should not be any removal of anything. No matter if we use it or not, we need it in a box for $1,300. You guys are raising the prices but also taking things from us. Not really feeling that. Next. Now one thing is not really that bad, just kind of petty, but I don't like the base storage for this phone. Last year we started at 256 for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This year they brought it down to 128, sorry. And I don't know why they did that. I really feel like we should have got 256 again for $1,300. We should be getting top notch everything, and I feel like the base storage should have started at least 256 gigs. Now another thing that I'm really not feeling is the size of the battery. This has been a real big controversy with this phone because the S20 Ultra released with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and this one came at 4,500. Now I've experienced good battery life, but I really feel like that extra 500 milliamps would have been great, so that we could have got the same battery that everyone saw on the S20 Ultra. I'm really not sure why they did that. I would have much preferred a thicker phone with a bigger battery versus a thin phone with a smaller battery. But hey, I mean, like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but I really wish we would have got that 5,000, if not even more. But I would have settled for 5,000. 4,500 is manageable, but it would have been better if we would have had the 5,000. Another thing I'm really not feeling is the switching of the size of the S Pen location. Me, I'm right-handed, so to reach over to the left side is kind of awkward. I'm not a big S Pen user, but when I do use it, it's kind of weird trying to go to the left side to get it. Really not sure why they did that this year, but also not a deal breaker, but I don't really understand why they did it. And another thing I'm really not a fan of is these curved screens. It makes it really awkward to hold the phone. I really wish we would have got the flat display that they put on the regular Galaxy Note 20. I get it looks nice, the curved display, it gives it the no bezel look, but as far as use, it's really awkward to hold and it feels slippery. You get a lot of accidental touches. I have the Edge Touch app installed on my phone, so I don't get as many as everyone else, but we could just get rid of this whole problem if we just get a flat display. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the things that I don't like. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I really like this phone. There's a lot of things that I do like about this phone. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the look and feel of the phone. Now, like I said, I don't like the curved display, but I do like the matte back finish. It gives it a lot of grip to hold the phone. It's not slippery and it gets rid of fingerprints. I also like the bronze color that we got this year. I think that's a very unique color and I like it a lot. The next thing I would like to discuss is the display. Now the display is really bright, it's really nice. Of course it has the 120 hertz that everyone's going crazy about. And yes, it does make a difference. It's really hard to show on camera. It's something you really have to see in person. But once you do see it and you go back to a phone that's at 60 hertz, it's really noticeable and it's kind of hard to use the phone. Now I'm not saying you can't, but 120 hertz I think should be standard on any phone that's going to cost $1,000 plus, especially when every phone, even lower budget phones, are coming out with 120 hertz. I believe every phone should have that, and this phone does, and I enjoy it a lot. It makes the whole swiping experience really smooth, makes the apps look really smooth. It just gives a better user experience to me. Now, another great thing about this phone is the multitasking features that it has. The split screen view, that's one thing that I use a lot when I'm talking to my wife and watching the game. I don't have to miss out on either of them. I just put up my internet browser and my text messaging app, keep the conversation going, and I don't miss a play in the game. I really love that. I feel like Samsung kind of does that the best. So for those of you who don't know what I mean by split screen multitasking, this is what I mean. You can run 2 apps at one time. Now here goes my YouTube page. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to it. And then you can go right up here and be on your internet browser, scroll the web. I really think this is very useful. Like I said, I use this for text messaging and internet, but you guys can use it for multiple different apps. Now the next thing I want to discuss is the customization that you guys can do with this phone. And this is not specific to the Galaxy Note Ultra. You can do it on any Android phone, really. You just got to install the launcher. But this phone has it, so I feel like I want to talk about it because that's something that I'm into. I really like to make the phone look like mine, make it look like nobody else's, change everything. So I changed a few things, like let me show you guys. Now I can double tap on my screen. Sorry about that. Opened up Apple Music by mistake. And then it'll open up my camera. So as you guys can see, when I swipe, you're going to see a different transition effect. It's called Throw. Now this launcher that I'm using is going to be called Nova. I do have the Nova Prime, so it's a couple of dollars, but you guys will get a lot out of it. So you can change a lot of things within it. Now as you can see, I changed mine. I have the Google Now feed. Instead of Bixby over here, I feel like the Google Now feed is way better. Now this is all part of Nova again. You guys can find this in the App Store. There's no need to silo anything. That's right in the Google Play Store. As you can see, my icons are different. So that's all part of the customization. Now, like I said, this phone has a lot of different customizations you guys can do. I've seen a lot of setup videos where people do amazing jobs with their setups, make my phone look like nothing. So if you guys are interested in a video like that, please leave a comment below and I'll get one out as soon as possible. Now, the next thing I want to discuss is a bit controversial. It's the 5G capabilities of the phone. Now, a lot of people have strong opinions about 5G, how it's not worth it. Some people even go as far as thinking that it causes health issues. Now, I'm not really sure. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sure how that goes. But what I can speak on is that if you are in an area where you do have 5G connections, this phone is super fast. I'm going to drop in a few pictures so you guys can see the speeds that I got while I was staying downtown at a hotel for a vacation. It's more than 10 times faster than 4G. It's really good for loading. Nothing took time loading. I opened the internet browser. It'll be right open. The page will be completely loaded, images and everything, emails, Play Store, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. It was loaded the minute I opened the app because of 5G. Now, I will say this. 5G is great for speeds, but it will kill your battery if you're consistently using it. I streamed the whole football game. That's around 2.5 to 3 hours. I started streaming the game. I had 96%. When I was done, I was down to 22%, and my phone was red hot. So again, 5G is great, but be aware if you're going to use it a lot, if you're in an area lucky enough to have it, please be mindful because it will kill your battery. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the camera. Now, the camera is really solid. Now, while I don't believe it's the best camera, I still believe the iPhone 11 Pro Max from last year has a better camera. This camera is really solid. It's really versatile. You can do a lot of different things. You can do things that you can't do with the iPhone camera, such as the Pro mode. Now, I'm not a photographer, so I didn't really use that, but I can see how that would be useful for someone that does do heavy photography. I just wanted to mention that because that's a huge feature for the phone. A lot of people buy phones just based off the camera. I'm not a big camera user myself, but I did take a few shots. I'm going to show you guys some examples. I have a video that I'm going to show you guys that I took in the car. So comment down below and let me know what you think about these pictures. Like I said, I really think this camera is solid. one feature that I feel like is not talked about enough is Samsung DeX. Now, if you guys don't know what Samsung DeX is, I'm going to give you an example of it. I'm going to drop in a video of me using it on my TV in my living room. But basically, what it is it turns your phone into a computer and your TV into a monitor for that computer. Your phone turns into the computer and the mouse. You guys can open up your gallery, web browser. It's flawless, and then now they have the wireless feature added to it. So now you guys don't even have to plug it up to their TV. It works flawlessly. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys right now how to use it and how it looks, so that you guys can take that into consideration when you're looking at the price of this phone. Because I really feel like some of these features kind of give it its worth when you're talking about $1,300, because a lot of phones don't do this. So I think you guys should check this out if you do own a Galaxy phone. Now here's an example of me using a Samsung DeX. I'm going to hook it up wirelessly on my Samsung TV that you see right here. As you can see, it launches like a home screen on a regular computer. I'm going to swipe down, and you can use the phone as a mouse like I said. So let's go ahead and open up the internet. Let's go ahead and go to Google. Let's go ahead and search for something. Now the cool thing is, even though you can use this as a mouse, you can use your phone regularly after you find out what you want to do. You guys can just click out of the mouse screen and just use your phone like you would normally do. Get back to texting and browsing things on your phone. It's really great. Again, another great multitasking feature that this phone has. Like I said, this is Samsung DeX. This is wireless. I think this is a great feature. I really don't feel like it's talked about enough. But you guys should definitely check this out if you guys have a Galaxy phone. It's built into all of the latest Galaxy phones. It's not just built into this one. I believe this is the first one that you can use it wireless with, though. So again, Samsung DeX, check it out. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I get into my final thoughts is the S Pen. Now, while I'm not a big S Pen user myself, it does come in handy when you're trying to take pictures. A few of the pictures that I showed you guys earlier, actually, I took them with the S Pen holding in my hand because I couldn't get the angle right. That's what I really use it for. I might take it out, do a quick screen write note just to play with it. But for the most part, I'm not an S Pen user, but it is really good. A lot of people live and die by it. Me, I'm not one of them. But when I do use it, it's mostly for the camera and things like that. So I think you guys should also take that in consideration when you think about the price of this phone. Because again, a lot of phones don't have an S Pen. This phone has it. If you don't use it, it's fine, but it's there in the case that you do want to use it. So to wrap this video up, I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on the phone. I really feel like Samsung got it right this year. I feel like this might be the phone of the year when you consider every feature that it has. You match it up with any other phone, I really feel like this phone is going to be the phone of the year. Now, if you're considering price, there's going to be a lot of cheaper phones that you guys might put ahead of it, such as the new phone that they just released, the S20 Fan Edition. That's a great buy for $700. Now, we still have to wait to see what Apple does with the iPhone 12 or 12 Pro Max, whatever they're going to call it. But from the rumors and leaks that I've seen from that phone, I really feel like that phone is going to be a disappointment. It's a lot of removal of things, like I was talking about the removal of the S Pen tips and the headphones. Apple is talking about removing the charger from the box. So it's like I'm really not sure. I'm not even sure I'm going to purchase that phone this year. But again, I really feel like this is the best phone that's released so far. There's really no compromises with this phone. It's really strong in every category you can think of. Solid camera, solid battery, packed with features that you guys probably won't even get to. It's just a lot of bang for your buck. Now, I can't recommend this phone for your average person because a lot of these features they won't use, and I really feel like there's a lot of cheaper options that you guys can go with if you're not going to use the phone to its fullest potential. But if you're into phones, I really feel like if you're going to pay $1,300 for a phone or whatever you guys paid with trade-ins and things like that, I really feel like this is the one that you guys should go out and get. So that's going to wrap it up for my Galaxy Note 20 Ultra review. Now, if you guys like to see what's on my Galaxy Note 20 video, please leave a comment below and I'll get one out as soon as possible. I want to thank you guys for all the support on the channel. We're at 50 subscribers. Let's get up to 100. Please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below, and I'll catch you in the next one.